Welcome to the Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders podcast. Prepare to take a dive into all things mythical, eerie and downright strange. Stick around. You might just enjoy yourself. Good day everyone and welcome to Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders. You are joining me, James, Junan and Lewis on another, hopefully exciting episode. How are we all doing today? How are we doing?
Good.
I am well.
You're well. But how well are you?
Yes. Well enough.
Good.
Well enough.
You've had good weeks? Eventful?
Yes.
Uneventful?
I'm sort of middle ground, you know?
Middle ground.
Like, kind of eventful, but not eventful enough to be considered a tough week, but...
Interesting. Well, today we're going to cover something which could be classed as quite an eventful week or period of time based on what's going to happen today. So, before we jump into it, we like to have our little tangents at the start of the episode where we talk about something, and it's been brought to my attention that I am going to be the centre of attention yet again for this opening bit because you bastard, you little bastard, Junan. So shall I just play the clip and then see what people think?
I think it's important that people hear this.
I've got a solid 15 seconds of it. And I mean,
I've also got a clip, but it's got you talking in it.
We don't. Well, you've got enough of that already. I did a little clip with the kind of the best of. Here it comes, guys. You're about to be welcomed to an entire new world of mystery.
Is this gonna hurt headphone listeners?
Not if I edit it properly.
Because, I mean, this is literally through Zoom on my headphones, and it is...
Is it hurting you? Is it hurting you?
It's not hurting me. It's just, what the fuck is going on? So, for everyone that doesn't know, that is a particular household appliance that it belongs to James.
It does.
That is apparently a fucking microwave.
It is a microwave. It's the microwave we've had since we lived in this flat. It was left here for us to use. And
no wonder it was left there. It's fucking dead.
Yeah. it cooks food perfectly fine, if you must know, but it just makes the sounds of hell at the same time.
It does sound like something is trying to break out of it.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, my wife even said, what if it's like killing us without us realising it's doing something to the food? And like, well, we wouldn't know, would we? It's just, it's just the way it is.
Has it always made this sound since you've lived
Since we've lived there, it's always made some sort of sound. Some days it's quite quiet. It's like, but then other days, like the one I just showed you, it's like,
it's not right.
It's nightmarish, is what it is. It's nightmarish and very annoying.
If that microwave was a person, you would euthanize them.
It's true. I would. I should euthanize my microwave, but as a husband and wife, we are refusing to buy another microwave because, it's not down to us. Our landlord should have provided a quieter microwave. That's what it's all about.
Sometimes you just got to take the law
putting my foot down. And put my foot down.
Buy your own microwave.
I'm not doing it.
If it ain't broke.
I mean, you heard it, Lewis. It might be broke.
And a one, and a two, and a one more time. Ooh,
that's not a healthy sounding machine.
But yeah, that's what my microwave sounds like. So now the entire world, you beautiful listeners, know what it sounds like, and I hope you can share in the horror that my friends feel. It's quite funny because I was just sending you a video, wasn't I, just talking about some theme park tickets whilst the microwave was conveniently on. I'm so used to it now, I don't even really think about it. So I was like, oh yeah guys, I got these tickets. And the microwave's like
yeah, it's
I think it's got some charm, hasn't it?
That's
some charm.
It's exactly.
Yeah. It's different to everyone else's microwave, isn't it?
It is.
Unique.
There's many microwaves out there, but none are like mine. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you so much for enabling me to keep my demon microwave.
You've sent me a lovely picture, and I need to know what the fuck it is.
The picture. I don't know. Okay, so Junan, Lewis, are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Lewis isn't ready.
Yeah. Sorry, I nodded, but I realised this is
I'm not.
podcast.
Yeah, I'll ask you one question first. What would either of you define as a curse?
Something that's put on you that causes you to experience bad things.
I mean,
it's like
pretty.
like I know exactly what it is. It's just putting it into words. It's like it's something that is beyond your control.
Inconvenient, dangerous, and beyond your control. I think that's a...
Yeah.
It's almost like a disease, isn't it? A spiritual disease which causes you massive amounts of trouble. Guys.
Spiritual disease.
I am a genius! No, so, yes.
It's very good.
Thank you. So today we are looking at the Hexham Heads. Are you familiar with the Hexham Heads? Ever heard of them before?
No.
I've not, but I assume that's what is in this image that you sent me.
Yes, we will get to that shortly. But today we are heading to a little place called Hexham, which is an old Anglo-Saxon market town in Northumberland, just on the south bank of the River Tyne. In case you're an uncultured swine, like me, the Anglo-Saxons were Germanic invaders who invaded Britain in the Middle Ages. And just in case you think it's important, what's a hex? It's a curse by a witch. And would you guess that this place we're visiting today is only a 42-minute drive from where the Lambton Worm got his ass handed to him many years ago.
Oh my god, we found this little pocket of just madness.
We are just loving the English northeast. Just loving it. Absolutely loving it, yeah. Mm-hmm. So first glance, you've seen these pictures that I've sent you of the Hexham Heads. And listeners, do Google the Hexham Heads to get a look at them. I'm going to describe them, but they are definitely worth looking at. So... Yes.
Or check our Instagram, because I'm sure this will be posted on there.
It will be.
This image.
It will be at Midlanders or Midlanders, and
Midlanders.
we'll bother you with that again later. So you've seen the pictures of these heads, and I've mentioned curses. So what do you think their deal is? Just from a loose perspective, Lewis, what do you think is the deal with the heads?
Well, to me, they look a bit like yin and yangy.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's a very good point, yeah.
Because and it's a black and white image I've been sent.
I'm sorry, that's all I had.
well, I'm assuming that the heads are white and black. So that's what
I don't think they are, but it's still a good it's still a good observation, I think.
Well, one's a lot lighter.
One looks like it's made of stone. The other one looks sort of metallic. Are they some sort of like? I mean, this is purely speculation, but
yes, speculation.
Is it like some sort of like the black spot thing for pirates? Like, you just sort of give these to someone, and they're like, "Oh shit, someone's coming for me." Because imagine if you just sort of get home and someone's just left one of these on your doorstep. That is like ominous as fuck.
It would be worrying, wouldn't it?
And I think
would be worrying indeed.
That is a great way to tell someone that you are mortal enemies and you will be taking them out.
Yeah. Somebody left a head on my doorstep. I'm going to find out. Anyway. But now I've got the Pirates of the Caribbean music in my head, so now I've got someone walking about town to just putting heads on the doorsteps of the enemies.
I mean, any sane person has a nemesis that they would leave a head to.
Okay, so far, based on having little to no information of the heads, Lewis has gone with some sort of spiritual balance, yin and yang, and Julian, you've gone for some sort of foreboding threat towards somebody.
Yeah,
okay.
Voodoo doll, black spot, that sort of vein.
Well, let's get into it. So, in February 1971, 11-year-old Colin Robson and his younger brother Leslie were weeding in the garden of their family home on, I think it's Ready Avenue or Reed Avenue.
Hang on, we've gone from late night History Channel voice to you in the space of about a word.
I think it would be unfair to put the listener through that voice the entire episode. Don't you think?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I'm kind of a fan.
I
trust your judgment.
So February 1971, 11-year-old Colin Robson and his younger brother Leslie were weeding in the garden of their family home on either Reed Avenue or Reedy Avenue. It's spelled R-E-D-E, so I'm going to go with Reed for now. And if I am wrong,
R-E-D-E.
feel free to correct me. But, I'm no grammar king, and I accept that now. So they were doing some weeding, and then all of a sudden they stumbled onto what they thought was a treasure. As you do when you're a kid, you are digging about in the garden like all the time, looking for stuff. And they found or hit something strange. As they dug around the strange object, it appeared to them that it might be some sort of toy, which is quids in really for a kid, isn't it? Find a toy in the garden. That's brilliant. So what they brought up were 2 carved stone humanoid heads. Small objects, big trouble.
Maybe they beheaded a small goblin. Stone.
2 small goblins. 2 small goblins. Maybe. The heads were...
Did they find any bodies with the heads?
Well, we do discuss later that no bodies were found with the heads, but there's a possibility that they could have been attached to something previously. So the heads were about the size of a tennis ball each and could fit into the palm of the boy's hands. Though of all the many other people who had held the heads as well while it was studied and researched, they've also said they're about the size of a fist or a small clementine. And I think that's a very specific...
It's a very small fist.
Yeah. So it's size, it's like how... okay, all these people have dealt with it, and you've got tennis ball, fist, and small clementine. Or, very small... A baby fist, maybe. Baby fist-sized.
Yeah, that's... Because a clementine is what? That's like Satsuma size.
Can fit in the palm of your hand, though. So they were mostly round, but had human-like facial features carved into them, as you've seen, and hopefully you listeners have seen. One of the heads looked more masculine, referred to as the boy, and the stone it was carved from was a greenish grey with flecks of quartz crystals giving it a slightly shimmering appearance. Now the other head was more female-like, and is even described to represent a witch or hag, which is just nice. Yeah, poor head. And what do witches do? They hex people. Hexham. Here we are. So
hang on, which one's the witch?
So, looking at them, I think the one on the right, I think, would be the one as the witch, because it's the scarier one, based on the picture we've got, the darker one. But in the carvings of the lady head, remnants of yellow and red colouring are actually present in it. Both of the heads had some kind of protrusion from the neck that suggests that they were once potentially joined to something else. Maybe a little body, or a pedestal.
Or each other.
Ooh.
2 heads.
Yeah. Be some sort of brilliant, freakish art installation from a prehistoric time. I'm all about that. So, obviously, the kids, excited about their recent discovery, they headed back into the house with them. And they were like, Mummy, Daddy. But this is how horror films start. I'll say it again.
You bring it inside.
Yeah. This is how horror films start.
Yeah. You bring everyone outside to look at it.
Yeah.
And then you just sort of throw the dirt back on top of it. And then pretend it's never there. And move house.
Exactly. But when they were brought into the house, nothing happened. And they lived happily ever after.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, God.
You got me.
Got you good.
Zing. This guy.
I am just a incredible morning DJ waiting to happen. But yeah, this is honestly... This is where shit got real, honestly. It's the complete opposite of a happy ending. That's why you're listening to me talk about it, aren't you? Because you want to hear about people suffering. And that's what we're going to do. Are you ready for some suffering, guys? Can I get a cheer for some suffering?
Yay.
Give me some suffering.
Yay.
Lewis. That's a suffering cheer as well. That's how people cheer when they're suffering.
Yeah, it's true, yeah. I was going to say, Lewis seems very low energy today, but I think he's just honestly... empathising in the best way possible.
Yeah.
So, nice one, mate. Nice one. Not long after the heads entered the home, you guessed it, strange poltergeist-like activity began to occur, and it seemed particularly focused on and around the heads. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? It's just typical.
You can't write these things.
I know, yeah.
You can't see them coming.
If my kid was walking up from the garden with 2 weird heads in his hand, I'd just get my broom and just poke him back out the house.
Get the fuck out.
Stay in the garden.
You're not coming in. You are cursed. We're going to leave you there for 24 hours and we'll see what happens. And if you're fine after 24 hours, you can come in.
That is the correct way to parent, by the way. Just want to say it now officially has the podcast approval to push your child with a broom out of the house. If it's to prevent a curse, you could go even further. But so they brought the heads into the house. The heads themselves would often roll about the house or even throw themselves across the room, making large thuds.
That's
Which I always
awesome.
find.
I mean, that's that. These look like dense fucking stones. It like, I know that would be fucking terrifying.
I bet.
You're trying to walk through a room and there's these things are just flying around. No,
I bet the kids
Not for
thought
me.
that was well cool.
they would, but that'd kill you if one of those hit you. That's it, dead.
Mummy, Daddy, the heads are flying around like.
That's how they sound, super Geordie.
Well, yeah, because we are in that kind of that Northumberland. I did a bit of, I say research. I looked up Northumberland accent, and it is still kind of Geordie. So it's probably not the exact regional version, but unfortunately, I haven't gone that.
Like
So-
Geordie, sure.
Yeah, Mummy, Daddy, I found these real nice heads. Like, look, they're flying about the living room. So it goes scouse. It goes scouse. Oh well. So these heads are flying about the house, thudding. No respect for the household rules. And another thing that the heads did, which is probably the creepiest thing in terms of them on their own, is that the heads slowly rotated to follow and look at members of the family as they moved about the house. It's like a ghost train, isn't it? The painting's eyes are following me.
That is unsettling as fuck.
No. So, Lewis, what would you do if you had some sort of, say, if your mum and dad went on like an exotic trip to Mesopotamia, which I'm pretty sure doesn't exist anymore, but and they were like, "Oh, Lewis, we brought you back these little heads," and they started throwing themselves about your house and following you.
Yeah. I'd be inviting people around and say, come and look at that, come and have a look at this. It's well good, isn't it? I don't know how it works. How do you think it works?
That was not the answer I was expecting.
Where did you get it from? I don't know.
Mesopotamia, apparently.
Look at this, mate. And I'd start moving from one side of the room to
Try
the
to
other.
catch him out.
Look at her.
So I just did a Google search because I was curious.
Yes.
Mesopotamia is it occupies an area of present-day Iraq and parts of Iran, Turkey, Syria, and Kuwait.
Well, Lewis, I hope your parents enjoyed their trip to Iraq, Kuwait, and the surrounding areas. I mean, hell of a gift. Isn't that like where they found the statue in The Exorcist? Probably. Anyway, enough about that. So, other strange things began to happen around the home that seemed focused on or around the children. They always go for the children first, don't they? Cowards. Including the two sisters of the family as well. There was 2 boys and 2 girls who more than once found shards of glass in and around their beds.
That's concerning.
That needs to go in the recycling bin, doesn't it?
Yeah. Do you think it was just like the dad was doing some like window work and smashed the window accidentally in the kid's room? Didn't tell anyone. And then,
What year are we in?
1971.
Okay, yeah, Windows definitely had glass then.
Well,
Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, because I was still on the Saxons thing, so I was like,
no, I briefly mentioned the
have
Saxons at the
windows?
start. Yeah.
did they invent glass at that time?
Well, I don't know if there's many Anglo-Saxon people called Colin Junan, to be honest.
Hey, look, I'm not here to judge the Anglo-Saxon
No,
naming
true.
conventions.
Me neither,
I'm just
me
here to
neither.
judge their windows. Glass in bed is.
The dad definitely accidentally smashed the window, forgot to clean it up, and was just like, "Oh, it must have been the Ed's Lake." So
That's the thing, isn't it? You can just blame the heads for everything
yeah,
at that
it's the
point.
perfect alibi, really. The heads did it.
Oh, who ate my last Easter egg?
Heads did it.
It's probably the heads.
Yeah, definitely the heads.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just the children being affected by the heads, though. The parents were also getting affected, complaining of intense headaches, particularly whenever they were near the heads, which is just like a massive red flag.
Ironic.
Yeah, yeah. So and also, a lot of weird phenomena started to happen. Unfortunately, there's not like loads of detail into it, but on the spot where they found the heads at Christmas time, a really unusual flower began to bloom at the exact spot where they
a
unearthed
Christmas
it.
tree?
Yeah.
Just
Ooh.
Christmas heads.
Christmas.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah. That's what they were. They were just a form of like Celtic bauble. That's all they were. They were just some sort of magical Christmas.
So if you hang them on the tree, they look like they just pull the fucking thing down.
Yeah,
or they fly across the room, and then before you know it, it's not just heads, it's trees going.
Yeah,
as well.
And there was often as well a strange glow that emanated from the patch in the garden where they were also found. So I'm going to put a theory out here, guys, and you'd have to agree. These heads are radioactive. All the symptoms and phenomena that the family's going through is just some sort of radioactive psychosis. They're all just being horrendously
high as fuck
radiated by these two heads. But no, I don't. Honestly, I don't know what the hell is going on with these heads.
I'm getting some serious Colour Out of Space vibes.
Okay. It doesn't go...
That's what I'm...
well, you know, I'm not going to say anything else because I was about to say it's not Lovecraftian, but I guess, same time, could be... You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does matter, but we'll get into
Nick Craft.
Nick Craft? Nick Craft. I'm Nick Craft, writer of famous cosmic horror novels.
Leave it. I can't. I fucked it too much. Nick Cage.
Oh.
I got Lovecraft.
Why are you bringing
Nick
Nicolas Cage up again?
The Colour Out of Space thing. I think he's a swell guy. I respect him.
Just want to get it out there that listeners, I do like Nicolas Cage. I just didn't like him in The Colour Out of Space. It's just we've discussed it. We've discussed this before. We
have to try and get him on the show.
Yes, we do. But for now, we don't.
Imagine that Nick Cage just rocking up.
Yeah,
that's my goal.
Many
that
questions.
Is the goal for this podcast.
We can do
get
it.
Nick Cage as a guest star.
You heard it, everyone. If you've got like any sort of contact with Nick Cage, do get him to listen to the show and see if he likes it. We'd love to have him aboard, particularly this episode when it comes out, because you know he might just be interested in these heads. But anyway, back to the story. Thank you, Nicolas Cage talk. Brilliant. There's something for everyone on this episode, and Nicolas Cage is one of them. So,
it's a new segment.
Absolutely, Nick Cage facts. And one night, the phenomena moved to the neighbour's house, the Dodds. The activity was less consistent, such as their children's hair being pulled and being nudged by things that weren't there.
Hang on. Did the heads move next door then, or?
No, they didn't. That's the thing, they didn't.
Right.
While they're in the neighbour's house, it started affecting the neighbours, which just shows maybe that the power of these things is slowly growing, like a...
So they both still got... So the original people were still affected, but the neighbours were as well?
Yeah, at first it was just that one house, but now it's spread to the neighbour's house.
Okay.
So it's like slowly...
Yeah. It's
expanding.
It's doing an orb of influence kind of thing. But this next event that happens could be described as truly nightmarish. So, one of the neighbours, Mrs. Ellen Dodds, was awoken to find her 10-year-old son complaining that something had kept touching him in his sleep. Like jabbing him, slapping him about, you know what I mean? Wake up, kid. Yeah. Before she even had a chance to investigate, behind her son, a humanoid shape emerged from the darkness. And what appeared from the darkness was a humanoid creature, a half-goat, half-human. The being stood in her bedroom, staring deeply at her, and made a horrifying sound that probably sounded like something like that. And
it was a sheep. It was actually a sheep.
Just a sheep in the house, yeah. So this half goat, half human was staring at her and made this grunt in a really short amount of time, but probably felt like an absolute nighttime. Nighttime? Lifetime. The creature turned, fell to all fours, and then walked downstairs and out of the front door of the house. It's got some nerves, to be honest. It's got a right nerve, to be honest, doesn't it? Just, appear in the bedroom, grunting, staring, then just dropping to all fours and walking out the house. Is he even paying rent?
Wow.
Marvels, mysteries, and... Midlanders?
Lewis Carr, scenario for you. So you're in bed and, you get woke up. There's a goat man in your room. And I want you to be as realistic as, possible to how you react. So you wake up, you're like, oh, what's going on? Put your glasses on. And you see in the corner of the room, a goat man. What What do?
What do? I'll probably pretend to fall back to sleep.
Solid reaction.
I'd go, yes.
I accept
And then
that
if
you're
it's
there.
still if it's still there in the morning, I'd be like, yeah, mate, off you go.
You want some brekkie? You want some brekkie, mate?
Yeah.
I've got some bran flakes in the cupboard. This creature, it appeared, scared the living hell out of the mother and child, presumably, and then just walked out the house. But the thing is, this is not the first hybrid being to be conjured up by the influence of their heads, which we will see further into the story.
Oh. What? So we're hearing the story out of order?
No. Excuse
You
me?
You said it's not the first thing to be.
No, it won't be the first hybrid in this story.
Well, it is
It is
the
the
first.
first hybrid in this story.
But there's going to be another one. That's what I'm trying to
Exactly.
say.
So
It's
it-
not the only.
But that doesn't stop this one from being the first.
Exactly.
This
That one's just the second.
okay.
Yeah.
This will be the first, but not the last
Yes.
hybrid in this story.
There we go.
Jesus Christ! I didn't know I was on Grammar Hammer Hour. Jesus Christ! I'm sorry. Ugh. But thank you for
So-
correcting me.
So these heads, has anyone, any archaeologist or anything, sort of inspected them to see where they think they might come
Yes,
from?
and we're going to get to that. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Don't you
Sorry,
worry.
just
No,
going
it's
ahead of the
okay.
game
I know you guys are eager for an explanation. You're dying for it, and it's okay.
there. I need answers.
So the Dodd family was so disturbed by the experiences of the goat man and the children's hair pulling and slippity slap Timmy about, they moved away not long after they got rid of the heads, the neighbours. So it's they just got out of there. So now I'm all up for explanations, guys. I know you want an explanation, but tell me, from what you've heard so far, give me what you think the explanation. You can be as logical or illogical as possible. But I'd love to hear what you think. What the hell is going on?
I reckon there is some absolute nutter that lives on their road, and it's just fucking with them. He's just absolutely fucking with
That's
them.
interesting you mentioned that, Juna.
But also, so they had loads of issues with the heads, so they gave them to a neighbour. Like, that's sort of a dick move, isn't it?
Some accounts say that they gave the heads to the neighbours, and other accounts say that the Robson family kept them, but the influence spread, and then once the neighbours got rid of the heads, the Dobbs moved away. Anyway,
Okay.
but yeah, Lewis, you were going to say your explanation.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
Okay,
Oh, that's good.
that is good. I'll give you that, Lewis. That's a solid point. So, in issue 294 of the Fortean Times in November 2012, they published a local man's account of that night, the night of the Goat Man, as we will now call it. The man, Stuart Ferrell, noted a tale he heard locally of a prank that same evening that involved a drunk man with a stolen sheep carcass on his back, presumably taken from the local abattoir, staggering up Reed Avenue. But now that leads me to a bazillion questions.
That doesn't answer anything.
Why was he doing that? Yeah, he was drunk, but how did he get into the bedroom?
The pub is like, you know what'll be a laugh? I'm going to break into the abattoir and I'm going to steal a sheep.
And then I'm going to break into a house on Reed Avenue, stand in the corner of the bedroom, slap a child, and then walk out the house on all fours.
When
Is
was
this man in prison? That's not a prank. That is a crime. That's just
Just a prank, bro. It's just a prank, bro.
that's just breaking the law. Like, no, that's not a prank anymore.
When was it?
So this happened in 1971, but this account was written in 2012.
Okay, so just writing about something that happened.
It took him 40 years to come forward.
Just embarrassing, mate. Remember, Stuart Ferrell wasn't the one who was walking about with the sheep on his back. He just.
I know, but like,
yeah.
That's even more of a reason to come forward, because it's like you can't say who it is because you don't know, and it wasn't you, so you're not going to get in trouble. So why would you not just be like, hey guys, you don't have to buy a house and move away. It was just a geezer with a dead sheep over his back.
But still, how did he get in the house? Why did he stare at him?
I mean,
I have so many.
probably still move away.
Yeah, I have so
that
many
point.
questions. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't. It gives us a reason. It gives us an explanation, but then it just also gives us about 100 more questions.
it's true. It's very, very true. But it is interesting. I'll give it that. It's a decent logical explanation. Weird, but decent. I mean, I personally prefer the Chaos Beast Man appearing myself, but that's just me. You know, I always want the weird stuff. Believing the strange increase in activity had something to do with the heads, the Robsons decided to dispose of them, as we've already discussed. Interestingly enough, they decided against simply chucking away the heads. Perhaps they thought that merely throwing them out wouldn't be enough. Or maybe they were worried that they would just pop back up again, which seems to happen in,
Like
these
Annabelle, like throwing the rubbish and then you go back upstairs.
Get rid of that bloody doll! Yeah, so the heads were soon on the move, cleared out of the house and handed into Hexham Abbey for a professional interpretation, whatever that means, though other sources have stated that they were also exorcised. But I've got this image of, these clergymen, reverends in a room, surrounding it, blessing it, and then just getting absolutely...
Do they do exorcisms in abbeys?
It's a theory.
Because I thought... no, hang on. No, I'm an idiot. Don't worry.
No. Be an idiot. Tell us about it.
Well, no, I was thinking, I thought, because obviously exorcism's quite a Catholic thing, because it's obviously it all comes from the Vatican.
Yes.
That is, yeah, cool. But then I was like, is an abbey a Catholic building, or is it like Protestant? So I did a Google on the slide, because I'm just fact checking myself as I talk.
You're embarrassed.
Which is a really dangerous way to live my life.
It is, but I respect it.
But it doesn't actually say. It just says Christian, but obviously that doesn't help because Christianity has about 1 million branches at this point.
Let's just say it's a Catholic abbey for the story. So and
then we'll get someone email in like, no, you're fucking idiots.
Yeah, and we'll be like, we are, but it was fun while we spoke about it. Yeah,
we can't disagree. But cool.
We agree with you, but still. So I've just got this image now of all these clergymen blessing it, and these goat men appear and just start absolutely destroying them. It's a brilliant image. So the heads were also in the care of the Museum of Antiquities at Newcastle University, and also ended up in Southampton at some point as well. During the next couple of years, in other words, they were poked and prodded and sampled by a range of experts, but no real consensus was reached as to what material they were made from, or even whether they were genuine ancient relics or not. And as for them being cursed, well, honestly, we don't know. What way can we scientifically prove that something is cursed? I mean...
Yeah, how do you measure that?
We've got the story of the goat men, the poltergeist activity, but I know that isn't normal, but yeah.
But the goat man was just a drunk guy who broke into the abattoir?
Potentially.
Yeah. You can't, objectively measure if something is cursed, can you?
I don't think so. I'm unsure. So, after everything that had happened with this small road and all this crazy activity and the heads being poked and prodded, as we already know, they decided to reach out to Dr. Anne Ross. And that is where we'll leave the Hexham Heads Part 1.
It's not a podcast. It's a way of life!
Seriously, though, it's just a podcast.
That was ghastly!
Right then, so now you've had all your half of the information about the Hexham Heads, and you'll hear more about it next week. Sorry to give you a cliffhanger, guys, but it will be interesting, I promise. But now, he's coming from the shadows, Lewis Carter, and his thing of the week. What have you got for us, buddy?
Funny you say about in the shadows.
Have I just inadvertently guessed something?
Well, I want it to be cool to be able to see in the shadows.
In the shadows.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm talking about night vision.
Oh, yes. Now you have got my interest, sir. Let me open my wallet.
Here we go.
Scientists have been messing about. They like to mess about, don't the scientists?
Has science gone too far?
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
Well, what researchers in China and the US have created injectable night vision.
Oh my god.
So
Cool.
they've only tested it on mice so far. But what they do, they inject nanoparticles into the eyes of mice. And those particles convert infrared light into visible light into the eyes of the mice.
Has science gone too far?
But
Yes, it has.
Yes, it has. Oh my god.
the scientists are convinced that it would work on humans.
Yeah,
So
of course.
we're going to have to wait and see.
That's absolutely fine. They can keep being convinced. We don't need to confirm that.
Watch out, boys and girls. Here come the night people.
I can't do it. That's just so
Again, I
fucking
say it like
gross.
nearly every episode. It's like a horror film, like, you know, we've got this this experimental new trial that allowed humans to see at night. Now they're killing everyone and can see at night.
Yeah. I've seen I Am Legend.
Yeah.
I know how this shit
So
ends.
have you cured cancer? Yes. Yes, we have. No, you didn't.
You killed the human race. That's
No,
what
you
did.
made them all bald. Thanks.
And supremely angry.
Supremely angry, yeah. But I
So
feel,
it lasts for 10 weeks in these mice.
Oh, fuck.
yeah.
So would you have a needle going into your eye
No,
so you could have night vision for 10 weeks?
absolutely
I
not.
mean,
Something
I
to sign up for.
my eyes kind of adjust to night quite well anyway. I've never really, you know. There was always that saying, wasn't there? At least here in England, that you can see in the dark if you eat your carrots. I don't know if you guys ever heard that. Yeah, Lewis has heard it.
Yeah. I know someone that ate too many carrots and they went orange.
Oh yeah, there's that as well. So why is
You
it?
know
do I,
somebody.
Yeah,
What?
I actually know someone that did it. It wasn't. It's not a permanent change. Obviously, it's
Lewis,
like
sorry,
very short.
we're shelving your section. But we need to find out what the hell this is about. I thought that was like a mother's tale. You know, don't eat too many carrots.
So
you
did
go
I,
orange.
and then
What
you
is it?
turned
Is
up
it
and she was
orange or
fucking
night
orange.
vision? Do I go orange? Do I get night vision as well? What? No.
Are you sure it wants a bad spray tan
Yeah,
or
bad
something?
fake tan or something.
We were like 7. I don't know that many 7-year-olds getting sprayed.
These days, plenty of them.
It wasn't these days. This was back in. I was 7, so it would have been what 2003.
Oh, that was when I started secondary school. So yeah, thanks for making me feel old.
All right,
Okay, my question here is, how many carrots did she eat to go orange? Are you sure this is true?
Mate.
Not having us on.
I don't know, right? I think it's true, but I think it's true, but I have a horrible tendency to not
Lie?
remember things.
You have a horrible
Maybe
tendency
she's
to
gone
lie.
on holiday and got...
I wouldn't say I lie. It's not a conscious thing I'm doing, but I'm fairly sure. Right? You know what? Fuck you lot. I'm gonna fucking Google it right this fucking second. Can you turn
Anyway, I'm
orange?
wondering how this night vision works.
Yeah. Do you think it's like infrared camera
Like-
vision? Like Predator?
Yeah. Do you think it goes...
Fucking vindicated.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, Lewis. Let's just
Dr.
wrap this up.
Pilliang of the health clinic in Cleveland has said
That's not a real name.
What? Dr. Pilliang?
Not real. Not real.
It sounds real to me. That's fine. When it comes to eating carrots and other better carotene-rich foods, you can, in fact, have too much of a good thing. So good that you can actually develop a condition called carotenemia. Eating too many beta-carotene-filled foods can turn your skin an orangey colour. Carotenemia.
So how many do you have to actually
Listeners,
eat?
this is a
I suppose it's...
disappointing day for the podcast when apparently people truly can turn orange. It sounds like bullshit, but it's not. So I am hereby resigning as... it's a good sentence.
20 to 50 milligrams of beta-carotene per day for a few weeks.
To get me...
Let's...
One medium carrot has about 4 milligrams.
So go like...
So you need to eat like 10 fucking carrots a day
Let's do it.
for a week.
do it.
And then you turn orange.
Let's do it, guys. Experiment.
Doesn't sound too difficult.
Podcast experiment. No, it doesn't sound that. No.
That's doable.
But anyway, Julian, thank you for that. Lewis, so yeah.
Sorry,
how
I
does
totally
no.
derailed your
It's,
thing,
it's,
Lewis.
it's okay. We've got a lot going on right now. Yeah, Lewis, you're saying then, so how does the night vision work? So I said, like, predator vision, like, but also you could think of like a handycam night vision as well. Like the bright green thing.
How does it work for cats? Because I imagine it'd be largely the same.
I mean, I can ask my cat, but she doesn't really speak English.
Yeah.
Well, some animals can see it. So this is all about the infrared light, isn't it? So some animals can see infrared light, can't they?
Yeah. What we need
like reptiles and stuff.
We need Marvel's Mysteries and Midlanders experiment where Lewis gets this injection and tells us how it looks.
How it works.
I will back Lewis as the podcast guinea pig.
It's almost unanimous. So
sorry, Lewis, you're in. I get the Chinese doctor.
I can chip in a £5. I don't know how much this costs, but
probably about that. To be fair, but yeah, like the thing is though. Okay, so having night vision, okay, benefits night vision. But do you really need night vision? I mean, how often do you find yourself in pitch black? I mean, saying that now, life's going to become some sort of horrendous blackout, and I'm like, I really wish I had night vision. But yeah, how often would you really need it?
Well,
in a dark wood.
I don't
when
know
the world
if
ends in like 2
mentioned
weeks.
but this is for like developing it for soldiers. But that's a big advantage, isn't it? If you can just be walking around at night.
Yeah, true. But what? But like, is it activated or if like?
If it only lasts for 10 weeks.
I see. Yeah. But what if it affects you in the day as well? So normal light is like in your eyes, and all you can see is just sun bleach.
Well, it's infrared light, isn't it? So that doesn't change too much, does it, from day to night?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
No,
But they got like a special unit in the military called the Night Corps, who are like these like weird night men. The Night Man, Is there like just a set unit? I mean, obviously, this is hypothetical because they haven't put it into the military, as we know. But can you imagine like a night unit?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
the night lads.
That'd be wild.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should, or something. That's probably like a Jurassic Park. June is wearing a Jurassic Park shirt. Everyone, I butchered that quote, but it is kind of the same principle.
Yeah,
just because you can bring back dinosaurs with night vision doesn't mean you should bring back dinosaurs with night vision.
Well, we all saw that
in the military. So,
night vision dinosaurs in the military. Now that is a film I'd watch.
Technically, Jurassic World was half of that because that guy was like, "I want to train these raptors to go and fight in the military," and then it doesn't work that way, obviously. So yeah,
turns out you can't tame a fucking dinosaur.
Who'd have thunk it? Lewis, is there more to that?
That's it.
It's fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Obviously, listeners, if you have any questions regarding that crazy scientific nightmare, do send your questions to us and we'll get them on the podcast at marvels.mysteries@gmail.com. That's marvels.mysteries@gmail.com. And also, you can find us on Instagram at MMMidlanders or MMMidlanders or Midlanders. It's up to you how you find us. But we're on Instagram, so come find us, give us a follow. You get all your info on there. But guys, have you got any parting words?
No.
Don't inject things into your eyes to see what happens, or eat 10 carrots a day unless you want to be orange.
Guys, thank you so much. You've been fantastic. I'm James. He's Junan, and that beautiful fella there is Lewis. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you next week with another exciting episode of Marvel's Mysteries and Midlanders. Take care, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello. Hello. Right. Okay.